Today we journey to a deeper dimension of Dhul Hijjah by exploring one of the most powerful stories. It's a story of a woman who was abandoned in the desert, became the mother of nations, a source of inspiration, and a source of nourishment for you today. Have you ever in your life felt utterly alone, or you felt like you had impossible circumstances, seemingly no support around you? If so, then you share something profound with one of Islam's most revered women of all time, Hajar, عليها السلام, the mother of Ismail, عليه السلام. And I want you to think about your experiences in light of this story. Imagine the following scene. There's a vast, merciless desert, not a drop of water, not a trace of vegetation, no human settlement for miles and miles and kilometers. And there stands Hajar, a woman alone with her infant son. Her husband, Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam, he's following divine command. But he left them there with the divine command and minimal provisions, no water. And this part of her experience that inspired millions, it's also found in the stories of those who came after, and they followed in the footsteps of Ibrahim alayhi salam and Hajar alayhi salam in terms of sacrifice, commitment, and trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So think about your personal experiences. Think about the times you felt alone. Think about a desert that someone may feel like they're going through with no source of nourishment whatsoever. What happens? As their supplies dwindle, the baby's crying from thirst. Hajar does not collapse in despair. She doesn't surrender to victimhood. Instead, she takes action, running and rushing between the hills of Safa and Marwa, scanning the horizon for any sign of relief. She embodies what we now know as tawakkul, which it's not passive resignation, but active trust. It's active trust in Allah with your combined effort. But let's make this a little more intense. She's desperately searching. She has an infant baby boy. She's worried. And this is commemorated by people performing sa'i today. So as she looks for water, this moment was about maintaining faith despite not seeing the wisdom of the trial that she went through. And what happens? What emerges is Zamzam water, and it flows continuously for thousands of years, quenching the thirst of billions of people, and it quenches our thirst today. The Prophet ﷺ honored her struggle by mentioning, and that is why people make sa'i between them, meaning Safa and Marwa. Thinking about her trust in Allah, her hard work, and then the Zamzam that emerged with the support of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the angel that came down. This is not just history. It's a living metaphor and a living reality for so many people in different contexts. Look at the state of the ummah today and reflect. And I don't need to begin to list the examples because you know how many there are. It could be that there is a Ghazan child under the rubble. It could be it's a mother or father looking for water. It could be someone with no supplies. Refugee camps across the world. Muslim families existing in limbo, forgotten by most, but their dignity is challenged every single day and their trust in Allah. In communities where Islamophobia has become rampant and Muslims might feel isolated or uncertain, their faith is misunderstood, their presence itself is questioned, are we not in many ways following the footsteps of Hajar alayhi salam in a desert of trials? But there's a profound lesson. What appears to some people to be abandonment of some sorts is in fact the prelude to divine intervention. It could be that what you're about to do, your trust in Allah, your hard work, you passing this test you're going through, might be like the Zamzam for many people, that's a source of sadaqah jariyah, might be a reason for the world to be blessed in many ways through ripple effects of your presence and your trust in Allah. The story of Hajar teaches us that our moments of greatest isolation can birth the most meaningful contributions to the world. There are a lot of examples of refugees in our ummah today. I remember meeting a number of refugee families that fled Syria. An older mother who had lost her husband, her home, and everything that she knew. She went to a land where she didn't speak the language. She's trying to take care of these young children. She said, I feel like I'm running between Safa and Marwa. I'm looking for a sign of relief. But I trust, just like Hajar did. I trust. And this mother had, of course, a trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What did she do with it? She started in her small home, a community for other women, other refugees, to start doing handicraft, to start making products for people. And it grew. It became a sense of belonging. It's as though her living room was a source of zamzam, sustenance for the women who were also displaced. And they were supporting other people in other lands. And it grew and grew to over 150 women. How many of us face our own deserts? The desert of isolation in society or feeling alienated. Some people have a desert of confusion in a world of many values and ideologies. The desert of helplessness when you witness suffering on social media, live stream genocide of your brothers and your sisters and your children. So the question is not, will you face a desert? We all do. The question is, what are you doing in that desert? What will you do when you're there? When we talk about tawakkul, tawakkul is a concept that's misunderstood by a lot of people. People think tawakkul means trust in Allah and then do nothing else, be passive. But tawakkul is action. Tawakkul starts in the heart and shows up in your actions, your trust, the way you respond to a hardship, the way you react to different situations. It impacts your emotions at times too. And of course, the Prophet ﷺ, he was asked in the famous story by the Bedouin man, should I tie my camel and trust in Allah, or should I leave it untied and trust in Allah? And he said, وَاعْقِلْهَا وَتَوَكَّلْ. اعْقِلْهَا وَتَوَكَّلْ. So tie it. Tawakkul meaning keep your trust in Allah. You did your part and you have trust. That's the lesson of Hajar. She ran, she exerted energy and effort between these two mountains. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives us a divine promise, so you never worry or wonder. وَمَن يَتَوَكَّلْ عَلَى اللَّهِ فَهُوَ حَسْبُهُ. Whoever puts their trust in Allah, Allah will be sufficient for them. And this is what our situation demands today. Not fatalism disguised as Islam, not being passive but claiming its patience, rather determined action, deep trust, hard work. However small the efforts are, they could become like Zamzam, a source of life in one way for other people. And it could outlive you as well, long after you depart from this world. So how do we apply all of this in a very practical way? The legacy of Hajar, عليها السلام. First, reframe your personal struggle as a potential source of universal blessing. Rewards with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, upgrade in the ranks of Jannah. Think about the spring of Zamzam in the desert that you're in. Number two, balance your determined action with deep trust in Allah. Why? Because Allah was perfect to you before your hardship. He remains perfect throughout. He doesn't change in His perfection. Number three, look beyond immediate relief to a lasting legacy. Look beyond the moment you're in. Take a step back. What's the bigger picture? There's a legacy that can impact the rest of the world. And number four, recognize that isolation sometimes is the birthplace of innovation. So when conventional supports leave you, when it's gone and that door is closed, it's possible many other doors will open. And lastly, understand that your personal trial, it might be a response to the dua of the ummah. Hajar was desperately searching for water, and that became the means through which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala helped many other people as well. And we benefit from it today. Brothers and sisters, as we observe these blessed days of Dhul Hijjah, let this journey become a mirror for your own. As we continue to experience what we experience, when you feel deserted in your personal desert, whether it's persecution, misunderstanding, grief, or uncertainty, remember that this very desert may conceal your greatest contribution. When you witness the suffering of the ummah in any land, in any place, let it be a reason that our collective sa'i is determined, trusting in Allah, that it's unwavering, and that it can unearth these springs of justice and the dignity that will nourish generations to come. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He reminds us so we don't lose hope. He reminds us so we don't lose hope. He reminds us so we don't lose hope. And remember, every little deed that you do for His sake matters. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us courage and trust in Him, and allow us to follow in the footsteps of Hajar عليها السلام, and to be amongst those who feel the connection with Allah, no matter how isolated it seems the ummah or a particular person may be.